Hey everyone, it's C Advance. Well, as you know, next Wednesday, it's the end of the probably one of the most interesting Flash stories I've read, Flashpoint. And of course, after that, we get started into basically the world's biggest reboot in the DC Comics world, known as the New 52. But lately I've been surfing the net and I realized something. There's nobody talking about this. I mean, there's nobody saying, oh yeah, this is my picks, and my picks I'm going to pick up when the New 52 hits. So, I figured, what the heck. Here's my picks. Well, with that said, I'm only going to get 6 because, let's face it, I'm not going to get all 52. I don't have the coin for that. So, with that said, I've narrowed my choices down to 6 because it's my opinion. Go with it. This is my 6 comic picks from the New 52. Number 6, The Fury of Firestorm. Alright, I'm going to be honest with you, I never read the original comics, and quite frankly, I didn't even know about this character until both The Brave and the Bold and Blackest Night happened. So, with that said, I know the basic theme of how it happened and why there's 2 of them. In this new reboot, rather than having Professor Stein, we have the 2 kids who both were Firestorm in the original series as the 2 components needed to make Firestorm. While I admit the cover does look kind of neat, especially with that thing that kind of looks like Black Lantern Firestorm, it's kind of neat to see, and I definitely think this is going to be the one that maybe, it's the lowest because there's a lot better titles on this list. Number 5, Swamp Thing. I am a Swamp Thing fan, mainly because I know the cartoon. I played with some of the toys based on said cartoon. I did watch the TV series a few times, and I'm going to be honest, I did see the unrated version of the first movie. With that said, with the Bright Day thing that happened and how they pretty much reintroduced Swamp Thing again, I did have an interest in seeing how they do this particular version and how it's going to be kind of fun to watch. Yeah, enough said. Number 4, Nightwing. There is like umpteen dozen different Batmans out there. The problem is, I don't know if they're all the same Batman or they're just different things with the exception of Batwing, because that's pretty obvious. So, I don't know which version of Batman to read. I wanted to read Batman, but I didn't know which one to read, so why not just read about the sidekick? Hence, Nightwing. Nightwing should be lower on my list, but I do like the character, and I definitely think the outfit looks kind of cool. It kind of looks a little bit more like what Terry McGinnis will eventually wear. If you get that, you'll probably get it. So, it does look like he's kind of doing his own thing, but not with the Titans, so, yeah. There you go. Number 3, Green Lantern New Guardians. This actually sounds pretty dang cool. If you don't know what the basic theme is, just from the cover alone, basically, one lantern from every one of the cores, from Red to Star Sapphire, is joining up to form a sort of a super team. The reason I'm kind of bummed about this particular series is that this is a replacement for Emerald Warriors because Guy Gardner's going back to the GLC. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, I did like Emerald Warriors. But, even though I'm kind of bummed that's gone, I'm going to take a look at this one just because I like the idea that it's going to be all these different lantern types that come together under the same banner. It's unique. I'll give them that. Number 2, Green Lantern. Am I the only one who was kind of freaked out by the fact that Sinestro is a Green Lantern again? If you haven't been reading War of the Green Lanterns, which you should, because that explains how Sinestro is a Green Lantern again, pretty much, I won't spoil it for you just go read War of the Green Lanterns. It pretty much explains everything. And the first story arc that he's going to do is kind of the question of a lot of people are probably going to be asking about Green Lantern. With him being a Green Lantern now, what's going to happen to the Sinestro Corps? You know, does it become its own thing? Does it get a new name? And most important of all, because I haven't mentioned him yet, what is going to happen to Hal Jordan? I mean, since he was kicked out. Again, I won't spoil why. Just read War of the Green Lanterns. It makes sense. And finally, the #1 comic I am going to read when this new 52 wave hits is Justice League. First of all, I love Jeff Johns' work. You know, he did a good run with The Flash, which I've read. I've been reading his Green Lantern stuff since, not just the Blackest Night and Brightest Day stuff, but also way back when he did the Sinestro Corps War. Though to be honest, I haven't read that part yet. Mostly what I've read is Rebirth, Rage of the Red Lanterns, and there was one other, but I can't remember for the life of me. Anyhow, I like Jeff Johns' work. I can't wait to see what he does with this new series, and I definitely am going to be excited to see where this one goes, especially because from what we saw in previews, it actually is going to take place 5 years prior to this. And with this whole reboot thing going down, I am kind of interested to see where it goes. So those were my picks. Did any of them hit your list? Did any of them you go like, I didn't think about that? Well, that's my opinions. If you want to leave your opinions here, go right ahead, but please don't troll. Don't say like, "Ooh, your choices suck." Yeah. You know, just be like, "Yeah, those are good, but I still like to get the other ones." And have a nice day.